just to give everybody an idea of how I've lost 11 stone and how I've done it, because obviously 11 stone is a massive amount of weight to lose. It's it's a full person.
In person, it
I
is.
mean, what are you, Tanya? You're 100,
I lost.
pounds?
I'm stuck now at between 101 and 103 for weight
Yeah,
loss.
but still incredible.
Yeah, but yeah, I have like 50 pounds. Like my goal weight is 175, and I mean
Yeah,
I'm 5 foot. I'm almost 5'9",
yeah,
so I'm tall, and I'm a big girl, so
yeah, yeah, same.
I can carry 175 pounds and wear a size 10. I look
Yeah,
good at
yes.
175, but fuck, it's been hard to get there. It's
It's
like
so hard. But
there.
I think there's such a mixture of people on the group, and because the group's grown so rapidly, it's trying to a lot of people miss things on the group, or they don't know the backstory. You know yourself when you join a group, it's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
confusing. There's a lot of people because it's such a big group, stuff gets lost. And the
yeah.
purpose of this was just to, showcase what school offers and what, I'm offering. And obviously with the help of you guys that have joined and you're posting there. Yeah, and it's just to show really like can still eat normal everyday foods, as you guys see in the group, from what we post our food. I mean, you post your food, it literally is normal, everyday food. There's no need to live on chicken, rice, salads. I mean, I don't know about you,
Oh,
Tanya, but I know when I first started the whole diet toxic culture, you think that you have got to live on vegetables and the lowest
true.
amount of calories possible, like Weight Watchers. That was my first diet I think I ever went on. I know it was a point system then, so we're going back.
Yes, me too.
But actually, when I worked out the points from Weight Watchers, like you get so many allocated, don't you? And it was like 1,200
Yeah,
calories, but that was considered normal and amazing back then.
yeah.
Now I'm
It's like
like,
starving now.
right, yeah.
I mean, I think I eat 1,200 calories maybe if I'm not feeling well or
Yeah,
you
of
know what I
course.
mean?
If forcing yourself because like you say, you're not well.
Right, but 1,200 calories is like my lunch and breakfast. Like it's
I'm
not,
usually on about 1,200 by like lunch,
yeah,
just after from
yeah,
snacks, breakfast,
yeah,
dinner. Absolutely. Um,
snacks.
I mean, I have pulled back on posting a lot of my meals on the group purely because obviously I'm on school now, that's where my focus is, that's where a lot of everything is going. I'm still, dipping my toe in the group because obviously I'm admin, it's my group. But yeah, I'm trying to lure people to come across just so we can get a deeper understanding of how your body works and try and eliminate this diet culture that, yeah, you need to be on the lowest calories, lose all the weight quick, because that doesn't solve the mindset, does it? You're not working and you're not combating. Yes, you're going to lose weight quickly. Of course you are. Everybody, anybody will lose weight quickly, but you're not combating the mindset and all the rewiring that you need to do. Like you really need to get into the nitty gritty of it and do
Yeah,
the work on yourself, don't you? Like it's hard. It's not
it,
easy.
it's so hard. And I think that you see that with some of the newer members in the group
Yes.
because some of the newer members are, well, like today, making fun, not making fun, but
No,
like
but
pointing out that bread is not, it's, oh my, it's a danger. It's like the
yeah,
bad guy. So people are still really caught up in that culture, that diet culture, the negative diet culture of starvation. And they think if they see us eating a piece of cake or a piece of bread, that, oh my God,
yeah,
carbs. Well, carbs are good for your body. Like,
yeah,
I think just people just are, once you stop doing that, and the group helped me do that.
yes,
Once you start saying, I don't need to have lettuce and a little bit of fruit, a vegetable, I can actually have a piece of meat, potato,
yeah,
vegetable, and still be in my deficit and still lose weight. That's what the group taught me, right? Because
yeah.
I lost some weight before I joined the group, but I still was kind of caught up in that mind frame. And
That
it
you can
almost
have
like
the
happens overnight. It clicks and
yeah,
you
it
go,
does.
I got it.
I think when you see people posting it and you think, oh my gosh, I can eat that or I can have that. And I think just because we're just led to believe for so many years that actually, no, you shouldn't and you should only be eating this, or that. Actually, I mean, I sort of stumbled across it because I was just at that much of a low point. I was so sick of my own shit, to be honest. I was sick of in this cycle all the time. I'd lose a bit, 2 or 3 stone, get complacent, put it back on because I was just dealing with that on the surface stuff. I wasn't really like sitting with myself and thinking, right, enough's enough. You've done this for your whole life. Like something's got to give. You've got 3 young kids. I just separated, so much
Yeah.
going on, and I had to give myself a bit of tough love. Do you know when you say to yourself, you
Yeah.
almost have like that argument, don't you, with yourself? And it was definitely a moment of that for me, 100%. And the group obviously is just, I mean, I was plugging that group, God, when it was just me only, and obviously people was joining and stuff, but you've just got to keep showing up. And I mean, now
Yeah.
look at it, it's amazing, but I'm sort of slowly drip feeding new because there's always a waiting list of about 10,000. And obviously, as you know, with being a mod, it's
Hmm.
then trying to gradually introduce new people to try and change that mindset. And that's why I'll say to people, please don't feel like you can't post your everyday normal food because that's what the group's there for. It's to show that it's actually authentic, it's organic, it's normal, it's real life. That's what people need to see because that is real life. So yes, the Facebook group is great for the on the surface every day, but for me, with school, it's a very safe space and we all feel we're almost, well, we are a family, we're very open with each other and we do share a lot of vulnerable
Yeah, we do.
like life, we just share our life because ultimately that is what we're doing. We're living day in, day out. And obviously it's what you do day in, day out, that impacts your weight loss. For me, it's the boring, it's the same foods, it's the getting up and doing my steps, it's the going to the gym. Yes, I don't want to, but I do it because I didn't want to be fat anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't want to be overweight. I didn't want to be that mum anymore. Do you know what I mean? That can't play with the kids or can't go buy the nice clothes anymore. It's something has to click. Yeah, absolutely. And I feel that Skool, it's a great platform. I'm still getting used to Skool myself, to be honest, in all honesty. Because it is quite a big transition because we get used to Facebook, don't we? Facebook's just
Oh, yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
It's all there. But actually it's quite nice for school because it's such a distraction. Like it's just dedicated purely for that, isn't it? It basically is like another Facebook news feed, if you
It
like.
is. It's a
Um,
platform. It's definitely a platform. And the good thing about School, the thing that I like about it, and I'm like you, I forget about it because I have a lot of personal stuff on
yes.
Facebook, right? So it's
Yeah.
the first place I usually go in the
Yeah, of course
morning
it is to
because,
catch up with your
right?
family, but yeah.
Right, exactly. So then I'm like, oh, I got to go to school. So over in School, though, the thing I like the most about the School platform is that there's a lot more one-on-one. There's not 200 and some odd thousand
Yeah.
people, and you can actually get more one-on-one. You get to know the people in the group like a little bit better than you do in the big, large group. And I just find that there's a lot more sharing of ideas, information, tips, um, and just a lot more camaraderie. Because I think just from the fact that it's a smaller
A
group
smaller
and that
group.
it,
Yeah.
yeah, and I personally love the one-on-one. I love to be able to talk to one or two, three people
Yeah.
about like just the things I'm going through. And I find with School, it's really easy to do that.
Yeah, I think the Facebook Greats group is great, but it can be too large and it's very intimidating. And a lot
Yeah.
of people are silent watchers, and I'm in a lot of groups, not weight loss groups, but different variety. And I'm a silent watcher. I don't necessarily post just for multiple reasons. It could be I'm not there to get advice. I just want to have a look and see what other people. So I get it. Where yeah, like you just said, you've hit the nail on the head. Like it's School, it's a lot more personal. You feel like you can just be yourself and you can be that more vulnerable and ask questions and we've
Yeah.
got people sharing their life stories, awful things that are going on in people's life, but that again affects weight loss, it affects everything. Like I don't know about you, but I'm an emotional eater.
Oh, I
um
am. Yeah.
any emotion, happy, sad, I will eat. I mean, I'm still sort of in Italy mode. I've not been going crazy, but I've not been on it as focused as what I was. So for me, whereas before I would have just been like, oh, whatever, thrown the towel in. Now I'm very conscious, like, right, need to rein it in, even if I eat at maintenance, which is what I've been doing. And as you know,
I'm
sometimes
doing it too.
that maintenance
Yep.
break,
Yeah.
yes, you might
What
go
you
up.
need.
Yeah, like we were saying, you might go up 1 or 2 pounds, but it's not fat. It's just, the extra salt, bloat, it's all of that. But we need it sometimes because life's hard. And it's just a nice safe space just to be open and be yourself and share that journey with like-minded other people.
Mhm.
So I think for me, I wish I had the School platform when I was, starting my journey because I literally had nothing. Me and obviously, as you know the story, me and Rachel set up the group, but it was literally nobody. It was from zero. So we've sort of like paved the way, if you like. And it's been tough.
Absolutely.
Like I wish I had all this support when I started. And I think sometimes it probably can be information overload because it's a lot and it's a new transition for people. But my message is very simple. It's I want to try and help you do what I've done and teach you what I know. Do you know what I mean? And the best way that I found is school. Do you know what I mean? Because it's easy, it's safe, it's a lot lower numbered groups, so you're getting that one-to-one time. That's what you're ultimately paying for. You're getting my
Yeah.
time one-on-one. You're not just getting a comment here from me or a like there on the Facebook group. Because yes, that's nice, but you're not getting that help that actually you need. Do you know what I mean? That accountability buddy. Because I know for a lot of people they like the Slimming World groups, but not because of the way Slimming World works, but because of the way that they get the accountability side of it. Like my mum was the same, she's still the same. I like to go to the group because I can talk to people who are doing it, you know. I feel like I've got somebody to say, oh no, you shouldn't be doing that or you shouldn't be doing that. So this is like school is like that almost, if you like. Do you know what I mean? It's that accountability of actually I've got a login. It's all right signing up for it. That's great. Sign up and pay. But if you're not going to interact, then it's pointless to me.
I
I'm like,
know.
you may as
Yeah.
well not waste your money. Do you know what I mean? And yes, I'm here to not sell you school, but I'm here to say, look, it's a great platform. But I just think if you're not going to utilize it and import and actually, put yourself out there and be a bit vulnerable and open, then I don't think you're ever going to get past that. Do you know what I mean? That's the first step for me in this journey of weight loss becoming better is pushing yourself outside of that comfort zone. And you know yourself when you're bigger and you're feeling like really unsure about yourself, it's a big step. Like it is a very big step.
Yeah.
But it is probably the first step I would urge anybody to take in, any weight loss journey, health journey, whatever you want to, what you want to call it. For me, it was a weight loss and a health journey. Because God, I think God, I was weighing in at 23 stone. I mean, I'm tall like you, I'm 5'8", so I'm big, I'm heavy, I'm strong. And I just think, God, if I'd have carried on that journey of just not of just burying my head, who knows where I would be at this point, health wise, I mean, lucky I never come up against any health issues, touch wood, but it's scary.
And it's good because you're young and it was
Yeah,
smart. It's smart to lose the weight. If I had any kind of advice, that would be my thing, would be to say lose the weight when you're younger because it comes off faster. It really does. When you're
yeah,
older, our hormones, all that
yeah,
slows
yeah.
everything down. It's still not impossible. Hello, I'm
Yeah,
proof that
you're
it's
you're
not
living
impossible.
proof.
Right. But it's work. It's not like, and I think that the biggest thing I've learned, and it's still like when I see people in the group struggling, it's like, oh my goodness, I've been there. I totally have. It's that whole, I haven't lost weight. It's been a month. I haven't lost weight. I feel like packing it all in. I feel like
Yeah,
throwing it all. And in my head, immediately when I see that, I think, do you want this bad enough?
yeah.
Because I know I wanted it so bad
Oh
that
God.
I would wait 6 months to lose a pound if I
Yeah,
thought it was going to happen, if I knew
yeah,
it was going to happen, right? So but it's hard because I've been there. I've been to 320 pounds was my very heaviest weight.
yeah,
I've been there and I know how you struggle. I had high blood pressure. I couldn't walk because
yeah,
my knees had both my meniscus were split because I was so heavy. So when you get to that point and you're just ready to give up, or like I actually looked at I thought, well, maybe I should get the gastroplasty
yeah,
surgery.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. But again, I was told by my doctor, it's no,
yeah. Again, but for health
you don't
reasons,
want to do that. You don't want to,
no.
yeah. But I was so desperate. So
Yeah.
I think that I found calorie deficit. It just guess it was supposed to happen. It was the way it was supposed to be.
I think
But
because it's the way I probably explain it, and it really is so simple. When you get to the nitty-gritty, yes, you can get complicated with the proteins and macros, but again, for me personally, that's more if you're really into the gym, that's a whole new ball game. But for
yep,
me, for simple weight fat loss, it
mhm,
is very simple.
yep,
Calories in versus calories out. Eat less. Eat exactly. I eat whatever I fancy eating. Like I just scoffed a burger before I got on here because I thought it's going to be late otherwise. And I'm like, that's what I would normally eat. but I'm now doing 15, 20,000 steps a day and I'm having the burger. I'm just having one instead of two. Do you know what I mean? So that
Yep.
is ultimately still eat what you want. Like I've been out for an ice cream today, I'm still in my calories. It's making slight little adjustments, but you're still enjoying what you're having without feeling deprived. And for me, that's the puzzle piece that I've always been missing. Other diets, it's always been, no, you need to eat all this veg, all this fruit. I didn't eat a lot of fruit and veg when I started. If you was to go right back, it was just I started on microwave meals for ease because it had the calories on and just to gently ease myself into it. And it's only as I've moved forward, I've thought, "Do you know what? Actually, I'm a visual eater. So for me, a massive plate of food, I'm like, yeah, that's amazing.
Me
But there's
too.
only ever time that I thought, do you know what? I can have all that for that little calories and I can eat a whole broccoli now of a meal, as you guys see pretty much all
Yep.
the time. But I'm like, it now satisfies me and I now enjoy it. And I mean, me 3 years ago, I would have been like, no, I feel sick. I'm not eating that. Do you know what I mean? Because I was so used
Yep.
to eating so much crap. Whereas now, I crave the fruit and the porridge, but I have it with the Nutella. I have the mix. Do you know what I mean? It's about having that balance,
Yep.
And then the hard part is it's not the food. It's being consistent with it. It's the everyday for like me, if you had a lot of weight to lose, having to then think, right, I need to do this for the next 2 years. Yes, that's a massive thing to think about. So I say, don't even think about the next day. Think about the next meal.
Right. I was just going to ask you, Sammy, did you do that? Did you actually, when you sat down and went, okay, I need to lose 100 pounds or even 50, whatever. Did you actually think that? Like,
No,
okay,
it's so funny because I said this to Kelly on the call on Tuesday. I said, because we was on about goal setting, I said, I didn't set a goal because I've always set goals and diets and I failed, which then
hmm
you get in this mindset of, oh, I'm a failure, I can't do it, what's the point? And then you end up eating and put more on, again, this vicious circle. So this time I was like, right, not even going to set a goal. And I joked to myself and said to myself in my head, I would love to lose 10 stone there when I sort of laughed and laughed it off. And I'm like, I never give it a second thought. And then like 2 years later, I'm like, oh my God, I actually did say that to myself, but I lost 11 stone. Do you know what I mean? So I think
yep,
because I took the pressure off me mentally, and I just thought, right, meal by meal. I didn't even really plan my meals. I just bought a load of stuff. I didn't know what I was doing, literally going in blind pretty much meal by meal, started track. And I think as time went on and I started to lose it, I thought, shit, I'm doing it. Like I'm actually doing it. And obviously, because I was bigger and I was doing the steps anyway for work, the weight literally did just drop off to start with. I was having like good 5, 6, 7 pound losses for a good while, and obviously that's a good chunk off. But then it slows down, as you know. Then you lose a pound, put a pound on. I
oh,
shared
I
in the
know.
group a few weeks ago. I was in the 14 stone bracket, so I'd obviously lost a good, 8, 9 stone at this point. So I was pretty well. I knew what I was doing. But let me tell you, I was stuck in that 14 stone bracket for 3 months, up,
hmm
down, pound. Oh, I swear. And I know everyone was like, "Yeah, but you've lost 8 stone," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not at where I want to be. Like, I've
Right.
still got fat to lose. What's going on?" So I've learned over as you know, you learn so many tips and tricks and not, tricking your body, but you get so used to what your body knows, you have to learn to then give it something new. Do you know what I mean? To kickstart it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, you do.
Like we say,
Absolutely.
going at maintenance, don't we? That's
Yep.
a kickstarter.
And I mean, it doesn't have to be a week on maintenance
No.
calories. I've been doing 3 days now on maintenance because I don't know what's going on with me. I'm all over the place
Well,
emotionally,
same. I think there's something
right?
in the air.
Yeah, there must be something must be coming. I don't know, but I feel
There's
like
some moon coming because something's
yeah,
going
like
on.
something's coming. So I feel like I just want to eat and
Yeah.
I just want some comfort. And it
Yeah.
seems to be I'm looking around for food and I'm
Yeah.
more hungry than I typically am. And another thing you said too that we also have to realize, and I don't think a lot of people do, is when you talked about you're an emotional eater, but there's also the social eating. Like
Yes.
in Nova Scotia, where I live, and I'm sure it's the same with you guys, it's very cultural to have parties,
Yeah.
get-togethers, meeting family barbecues in the summer, and everybody brings food, and you
Food.
eat an astronomical amount of
Yeah.
food and alcohol. And like those are things we do. So every time I think of a party, a shower, a wedding, what do I
Food.
think of? I immediately think of food.
Yeah.
It's just I grew up that way. So that's
Yeah.
another thing you have to change. You have to say, "Oh, I'm having people for dinner tonight. fuck, what am I gonna
Yeah.
do? Because I don't want to give them chicken and a
No.
salad. But I feel like you start to get I then I can do I now am at a place where I had friends for dinner last week and I bought small strip loin steak and I did
Yeah.
roasted potatoes and a veg and they loved it
Loved it.
and it was 520 calories. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
You can
I
do it.
think
It's doable. You just have to
can
think.
you
And that's
do.
why school and the Facebook group is great because there's so many recipes and food posts and ideas that everybody shares. And that's why I share stuff so freely because it's stuff that I think, oh God, I didn't used to. I used to get really embarrassed like of my food. I don't know why. I do because it's quite a private thing, isn't it? It's you're
It
shopping.
is, yes.
You don't show it online. Like this was all
No.
new to me 3 years ago. And you
Hmm.
would have never seen me taking a photo of myself in the mirror, plastering it all online like I do. And people think I'm come across as really confident because I now do that so openly. But I'm still mortified, but because that's my safe space, like I wouldn't dream of just plastering all that over my private, do you know what I mean? But I'm like in the back of my mind, that's helping 215,000 other people. Why wouldn't I want to do that? That's where my mindset is with it. Oh, I think Kelly. Hi, Kelly, you all right?
Uh, yes, thank you. Sorry,
Oh,
I
you're all
just had
right.
to run the dog round
Oh,
quickly.
you're all right. Don't worry. Mama T's with us, and
Hi,
we've got
Kelly.
Carrie with us as
Hi, Mama
well.
T, you
How
okay?
you doing, darling? You doing
I'm
good?
okay, but this dog's just
Yeah.
ragged me round.
My dogs are barking in the background, so that's why I muted myself. And I don't know. I think Amazon might have just showed up again. I'm not sure.
She's like again.
Me and Amazon were like besties.
Right,
Yeah,
let me
so we're
give you a quick lowdown, Kelly. So we're just sort of discussing calorie deficit, but also like the benefits of school and that it's a lot more of
Yeah,
an intimate platform, a lot more because it's obviously a smaller space. You know, you're not battling with 215,000 other people where stuff gets missed, you know. It's
yeah,
a nice space and it's a safe space for people to open up, share a lot more in depth, I suppose, about weight loss. And rather than just the on the surface superficial, do you know what I mean? What everybody likes to hear. But actually, this
yeah,
does get to the bones of it. And people like us three, you know, who've lost a lot of weight, we feel comfortable and happy sharing the most vulnerable sides of it, which is what people need to hear and need to go through because it is a
yeah.
full life transformation, isn't it? It's a life commitment. It's not just a diet and then, oh, I'll start back eating normal. It's a full life change, you know. I don't even call it a
yeah,
diet because it's not. It's just my life, you know.
It is. It to me, I just find it so liberating. Is what
Yeah.
I can. It's I've had such, and I think we're going through old stuff again, but we've all had an unhealthy habit with food because
Yeah.
otherwise we wouldn't be here. And some of the toxic diet things I've done is absolutely stupid, from starving myself to laxative,
Oh,
yeah, to abusing laxatives and all of that. Whereas now, like today, if I literally told you when you was on Slimming World, Sammy, that today I've had a bowl of all brand. Then for my lunch, I've had a Marks and Spencer's pizza flatbread. And then
yeah.
for my tea, I've had chicken Alfredo with double cream. It was
Oh,
light, but with double
oh.
cream and
Still cream.
Parmesan. And still, I have 250 calories left. You'll be like,
Mm.
you're gaining weight, Kelly.
Yeah, you would be because of that
Yeah,
mentality. But like we've been saying, you can just eat what you want, just be more
yeah,
mindful, but just less of it, you know. Or like I said, I do a lot of steps to compensate. Do you know what I mean? So your calories are higher. So as
yeah,
you are unfortunately little fat to lose, but you still want to lose a bit, your calories will naturally be low. Or if you're on the shorter side, you have to be savvy about it. Instead of thinking, oh my God, I need to drop my calories. No, you need to up your activity to allow you to have more calories. You know, you need to be really careful. Um, but there's ways around it, you know. There's people
yeah,
who get to the goal weight, you know, who don't have a lot to fat lose, but there is ways around it, and that's why I like school because you know, this is where the hints and the tips are shared when
yeah,
it gets to a tricky point. Because like we're saying, the group is great on Facebook, but it's because it's now become so massive, which you know, it's amazing, it's wonderful. Stuff gets missed, or people come in at certain points, and
yeah.
yeah,
There's
it
no
doesn't
judgment.
translate.
There's no judgment on school.
No,
Yeah,
none,
that's the massive
none.
thing as well.
There's
Yeah, and
absolutely no judgment, and the moderators of the group, I really don't know. Like, I'm not even joking, Mama T, when I said they were getting on my nipples. Like, literally, some of the comments,
Yeah.
I'm just like, just leave these people alone. Whereas school, you actually you don't like. I think there's a young lady, bless her. Is this being recorded? If she
Yeah,
hears
yeah,
me, and
yeah.
she'll
Because a
know
lot
who
of
she
people
is.
will play it back.
Yeah, and it was the lady with she'd overeaten on mini eggs, hiding them in
Oh
a
yes, I
car.
saw that post today actually.
She broke my heart because that was me. But
yeah,
mine wasn't mini eggs. Mine was takeaways in my car,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I commented to her because everyone was like, "Oh, but this," and like almost like
Don't stop
judgy, but
getting. Yeah,
yeah. Whereas I'm like, babe, it's done now. Let's draw the line. Let's start
yeah.
again. We've all been there, and like I said to you before, you both before, I have restarted this journey so much, and then I was just like, I'll wait till January 1st.
Oh, don't we all?
Yeah, and no, I started in August, like
Yeah,
August the 4th.
yeah.
Some
yeah,
random
Just a
date.
random day. Yeah.
There's some random
yeah.
day, and I'm literally not giving up. And this morning, Miss Scales nearly got yeeted out of the window because, and the reason why I
Acknowledge.
say this is because I am 0.2
Oh,
pounds off
No.
seeing the next stone bracket.
oh.
And I was just
Oh.
like, can I squeeze a little bit more wee out? Like, it was just
We've all been there. I'm
0.2,
still
Yeah, we have.
there.
Yeah.
0.2 just to get down to that other. And I've said to people, like, mine was really slow. Like by December from August, I'd lost like 10 pounds, but I never gained anything. It was just because I was doing 2,000 steps a day. I was on low calories. Then I was overeating because I was
Yeah.
struggling. And then on I think it was the 1st of December, and I was like, do you know what? I've had enough. Steps are going up to 10,000 steps. We're on it now. And I've
Yeah.
literally lost from December till now the bulk of nearly my 50 pounds.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Wow. That's
By,
phenomenal, Kelly. Good for
yeah,
you.
by upping my steps because I love food.
Yeah.
And I just thought I was playing a stupid game thinking I could walk
Yeah.
1,000, 2,000 steps and eat
Get away with it.
1,800
Yeah.
calories. Yeah.
Doesn't work. And that was going to
Nope.
bring me to my next point. Like it really is as simple as I said to Tanya, like, yes, it does get more in depth if you wanted to track your macros, but it really is as simple calories in, calories out, and moving more.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just move. It doesn't have to be a jump from 2,000 to 15,000, just at least a few thousand more than what
Yeah.
you're doing will make a massive difference already. And then when you're at that point again, move it up again, you know. It's really is move more, eat the same foods that you like, just less within your calories, you know, work out obviously your calories first. And fluid, I mean, I'm a massive one. I need to up my fluid because I'm so bloody hit and
Me
miss with
too.
it. But I think there's
I
a
feel like
lifelong battle. Yeah, I've
Look at
got my
that.
juice and I'm just like, it's one of them
But
that
if
we
you could,
it.
I'm just thinking how I could, if you compare that to my hand
That's
lock,
massive.
it's
it is. It's huge.
it's 2.5 litres.
Yeah,
So
that's massive.
that gets filled every day. So I've only got, you could probably just see the little
A
bit at
little
the
bit.
bottom.
That's
But
amazing.
my biggest thing, and people keep pushing protein, and I
Oh,
watched a lady on TikTok,
but yeah,
and
your
she was
FaceTime the
like,
same as mine.
yeah, fiber is just
Yes,
important. And
It
I've
is.
upped my fiber, and
you
I don't
have.
want to
I
sound
noticed it. And
crude.
even Dell commented, didn't he? Bless him.
Yeah, 30, like I was having like 10 grams of fiber, but now I'm having like 30 odd grams of fiber. And I was somebody, I don't want to sound crude, but I was
No, but
going to
it's a
the
hot
toilet
Go
topic.
ahead.
twice,
Poopsie, I
twice
know.
a week.
Yeah,
Twice a
yeah,
week
Yeah.
I was going to the
same,
toilet.
same.
Now, every day, my husband's like, are you going to the toilet? You never go to the toilet.
That's
Like,
really good, though.
yeah.
It is
And
really good because it
So what
makes
are
us
you
something
doing,
different.
Kelly? What are you doing
so
different?
I used to have porridge for my breakfast, but now I've swapped it to all bran. And I have
Oh,
60,
okay.
yeah. So I have 60 grams of all bran with milk and a sprinkle of sugar. It's only 300 calories, but that in itself is 16 grams of
That's a
fiber.
big hit of
Yeah,
fiber in one, isn't it?
yeah. So then I have like raspberries, I have strawberries, I have
Yeah.
pears, a lot of green vegetables. And what a lot of people don't realize when they eat potatoes, when I make wedges, I leave the skin on because a
Skin
lot of the
on.
fiber
Yes,
Me
fiber
content,
too.
in the
Yep.
skin. I love
yeah,
potato skin anyway.
but the
Yeah.
fiber's in the skin, not in the potato.
Yes.
So
And people waste the skin. I'm like, that's the best
yeah.
bit when it's all crispy and
It
nice.
is. It's the healthiest bit.
Yeah.
My daughter is the devil. She will scrape out the middle,
You don't bin it.
the jacket potato,
No.
leave that, and then just bin the
Oh,
actual skin. And I'm like,
Oh.
this child,
I'm
she's
like,
a
you're
spawn of
scandalous. Give me that
Satan.
skin. So good. Right, I'm going to just check, because obviously I'm conscious there's not many of us on, but a lot of people will rewatch it because they're in America, Australia, yada, yada. So I'm just going to,
Right.
if I can
And
figure
who's
it out, I
Carrie?
know obviously I'm down
I
as me,
know.
it's Kev's face, but it's me.
Who's Carrie?
Carrie,
Is Carrie here?
she's obviously in the group or on the free school. I think she's just wanted to listen to us and get a bit of an idea
Ah,
of
right, okay.
what we're
I
doing,
just didn't know
what we're
whether it was
about.
somebody there. Hi, Carrie, darling.
Yeah,
As
I
we
did
said,
say
yeah.
hello. She was the first one on. So yeah, I'm assuming she just wants to listen to us three beautiful ladies.
Bless her.
Okay. All right.
Let me have
Carrie,
a look.
that's
See,
cool.
'cause I've never really used Zoom like the share, so let me just tell me if it's working. So I'm going to try and bring up the school. Is it
I have
bro?
faith in you that you can do it.
Oh, yes.
Hey, look, I'm a
Yep.
pro.
You are a pro.
So this is what you would see obviously when you sign up for school.
Yep.
So it'll bring you, I mean, you guys are familiar anyway, but it'll bring you to like a homepage. So it's very much like a Facebook page, if you like your news feed, and it will just bring you up loads of posts. Obviously, I would not, the first couple that I pinned, yes, read them, but obviously once you get familiar, then have a look. And then we've got the tabs at the top. So this is where like your main bulk of your stuff is. So this is where you'll find like my shopping list, my exercise routine, so many. I mean, I'll have a little go in so you can see, just to give you all an idea, obviously, what it is that you're going to be getting when you do sign up. So this has got like my full 1 hour video, if you like, my introduction about, where I was, how I got started, the backstory basically, and it's a good read, to be fair. I mean, I'm sick of reading about myself, but
No,
it's
it is a really good
not.
reel. It is a good read. It is.
You just like
It is.
in your own face at this point.
Yeah, I'm
There
just
you go.
over it now. Just over it.
I'm just like, that's me, just keep looking at me. And then it just sort of delves into a bit about school. Because obviously it's a new platform, a lot of people are savvy, some people are. So it's a once you get to grips with it, it is a very simple site, I think so anyway. But they do a bit of the leadership fun board. So if you are a bit into competitions and a bit, there's that side of it as well. There's all of that, and then there is a part and introduce yourself. And there is actually a post about this where people introduce yourself, where they're from, because in the free school there is like 1,000 members now. So there's actually a lot of people in there, a lot of silent watchers. But like we were saying, Kelly, before you come on, I'm a silent watcher in a lot of other groups as well. Like I don't necessarily post, but I love all
Yeah,
the information I get from it. Which is
yeah,
obviously
I
like a
agree.
Facebook group and then the free school. So the paid school delves a lot deeper, which, if you're serious and you really want to do change your life, then yeah, for me. And I said, Kelly, I wish when I first started 3 years ago, I had something like this, because there wasn't even a group, a Facebook
No,
or school or anything. Like me and Rachel have created this, which is obviously now, going on to this, but I wish I had something. So I felt like I was like walking through a forest in the dark with it all.
yeah,
And I said, now I'm trying to share what I've learned, and then obviously we've picked up you guys along the way who have also picked up amazing hints, tips, and life stories.
absolutely.
Our job for me, my job is now to share that information. And this is where school came about, because it's just a lot of, like we said, a safe space. We do the weekly Q&As, which we're trying to do like a topic every week, which they're all recorded and you can, watch them back, which I know a lot of people do that. I don't know if you guys know, there is actually an AI. I've got my own AI on here, which is
Saw that the other day.
it's crazy, right, Tanya? Because this is Kev working the magic in the background, and it blows my mind, honestly. But it even talks like me. It's freaking.
No.
It freaks me
Does
out.
it?
It freaks
Can
me
I
you
need
out.
show
to start
us?
posting on
It's
there a
great.
bit more.
You guys
Oh
are
my
going to be
God.
going on it later, are you? Asking questions.
I'm gonna be now.
So yeah, that's great. I need to start sharing that because I forget it's on there, Joe, because there's just so much stuff on here. And obviously we was doing the walks, but the weather wasn't quite great. But now the weather's turning and it's getting a bit lighter. The walks will be coming back, the virtual and in-person ones, because again, for me locally, there isn't any walks for women, do you know what I mean, who are on a weight loss journey. And I would have loved that because I'm quite, yes, I'm chatty and social, but I'm very much an introvert though. So
Yeah,
to some people on my level who are bigger, who get the little things like we were saying, Kelly, sitting on chairs in the garden when you like it's
yeah,
that give you anxiety and it's all
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
stigmatizing, but people who are thinner don't get that. And if you've never been a bigger, lady, there's just stuff into that nobody else would get. So for
No,
me, having a
like
group,
the chafing
yes,
five. Oh my
yeah,
God. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
right. And
it's
like,
yeah,
that
I was
sharing
thinking
that
of,
journey with somebody makes it
hmm
so much easier and
yeah.
enjoyable. So yes, the walks will be starting again, which I'm excited about because I mean, you guys know I'm out and bloody walking miles every day. As Rachel calls me Forrest Gump, and it's like actually I pretty much am.
I think Mama T needs to come on one of the walks.
I
She
I
does.
wish I
2026,
uh
she's coming.
yeah, I'm coming for a walk on in 2026. That's when I'm coming
So
for
Kelly,
a
Are
you're
you?
walk.
coming. You're coming for this walk as well in
I
2026.
I'm coming to Tanya's house in 2025.
Yeah. Okay, come on.
Come in.
I told you, all kinds of room here. You help yourself.
Not
My
snow, Kelly. It's snowing at Tanya's right now.
It's
I know
snowing
one of
right
my
now.
managers, she sent me a message the other day. One of my managers, she said, with what's happening in the States right now, I'm so glad I'm Canadian.
Oh my God, me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah, she's from Vancouver. So she was
Yep.
like, yeah.
Yep. Good for
Right, let's have a
her.
look. What have we got on it? Oh, so there's also basically like a how to post best practice, like if you've got a question. But to be honest, the group's a nice size group at the minute, so we all pitch in, jump in, we all answer questions. So
Yeah,
that's on the like the classroom on the onboarding. Let me go back if it'll let me. So then we've got the mentorship, the live Q&As. This is where you'll find all the recordings from all the weeks. You can hear me, Kelly, Mama T waffle on, but we actually do cover a lot of good topics, don't we, Kelly? To be fair, we actually
yeah, we
really do
do.
go into depth with it. Talking about bowel issues, just everything that you would think
Mhm.
and you're scared to ask, we've probably covered it actually, ladies. Thinking
Have
about it,
we
which
talked
is
about,
great.
do you notice that nobody really talks about, and maybe they do, and I haven't seen it, but we should do a talk on skin.
Yes,
Oh
new
my
skin.
God.
You know what
Yes.
I really think we should, because I feel like, for someone like me who's 62,
Yeah,
and my weight loss happened when I was started when I was 60. So for me, I do have skin, but I
yeah,
don't have a ton of it. But I think that's because I'm doing yoga and
yeah,
I
yeah.
walk a lot. I'm active a lot during the day, and
Yes,
I'm also doing Pilates. But still, that's not going to make a huge difference for someone my age. But I do find that skin people talk about.
yes, that is a
I
hot
have friends that
topic.
won't do calorie deficit. I have an acquaintance that's about 400 pounds, and I've been trying to encourage her. And she's telling me the reason she's not doing it is because she's too afraid
Skin. Yeah,
about her skin. And I'm like, girl,
Yeah.
don't
that's
worry about your
crazy.
skin. But
Yeah.
people really do worry about that. And as a woman that's lost 101, 102
Yeah.
pounds, and Sammy, you and Kelly, how much weight have you lost?
Me,
Yeah,
I'm
total weight
I'm
loss.
0.2
I know.
pounds off 50 pounds.
Yes, yes. Okay, so
Incredible.
50. So that's a lot of weight. So when you look
Yeah.
at all that, we could, like, I'm sure there are people that are concerned about it, and they
There's
don't
so
need to
many
be.
people because there's so many posts, and it definitely needs to be a topic because so many people, I get so many messages. It's awful because I feel awful, but I can't reply because I'd be there forever.
Yeah,
Right.
no. But
But
I
loose
just
skin
have
is a hot topic without a
It
yeah,
doubt.
we
is.
need to. But I've just realised with you saying that, Tanya, between the three of us just sat here right now,
Go
we have
on.
lost over 25 stone nearly.
I know.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's
That is
Yeah.
two, that is
go us
two
So it's like
three.
two
people.
people. Two
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
That is
Like,
actually wild, Kelly. I've never really thought about it actually until you.
yeah.
Obviously, you do quickly, like for a break, but
If you
yeah.
think about all of the members in the group, and when you
Oh,
look at it cumulatively, how
yeah.
much we would have, and I think I said this on Tuesday, Tanya, with Sammi, that when I first started, I was losing half one, half. And then it was like, Kelly, you've lost like £5 in 6 weeks. I'm like, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. And now I'm sat here literally
Yeah.
halfway to £100. I'm like, right, that is it. I am not
Yeah.
turning back. It's
No.
go,
That's
go,
right.
go.
And that's the
Yes.
mindset. You get to a point
Yes.
where you're like, well, I've come this far, so I'm not going back now. Like, why would I?
And
You
there's
know,
no
Yeah,
way.
the
No
the
way.
mindset
Right.
shifts,
no,
doesn't it? Like one day you wake up and it's something shifts. It just
Yep.
happens. It clicks. You know, you cook
yeah. I've come
absolutely.
to do you know what it is now? My mindset is completely different to way before. Before I was like, I don't care if I get fat again.
Yeah.
Whereas now I remember what it feels like when I binge, what it feels like last summer when I was too fat to wear my clothes, what
Yeah.
it feels like when I get anxious over my weight. So every time I go and veer off, that's what pops up now.
Yes.
So it's my motivation and why am I doing this?
Yeah, we said, and that's what we discussed on it on Tuesday, like your motivation,
Yeah,
the discipline, and what keeps you going. And it's all those things that you really have to, when it gets tough, because trust me, it gets tough, as you guys know, like it really does on the days where you've had enough, your
yeah,
period, stressful day, the kids, whatever reason, because life, that's when you have to dig deep and remind yourself, this is why
yeah,
I'm doing it, you know. I don't want to be the fat person. I'm sick of wearing horrible clothes. I'm sick of sweating and chafing in summer. You know, it's all
yeah.
those things that you
They could
seem
be in
to
a fat
forget about.
friend.
Yeah, it's the horrible thing, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not nice. And I just think you need to
No.
really dig deep and keep pushing. And then it does click one day, and then you're halfway and you think, God, I'm doing it. I've done it. Like, why?
yeah,
Then you just keep going then. That fuel keeps you going, and it does. But people drop off before that because they want it to be quick. And we all,
And I,
trust
yeah,
yeah,
me.
honest to God, and I think Sammy, you just said triggered that thought for me is that people are such in a rush. I
Yes.
actually said to a couple people in the group, "Where are you going? Like, why the rush?
Yeah.
What's going on now?" I guess it would be different if you're getting married in six
Yeah.
months and you had to drop 50 pounds. I get it. But for most of the people that have to lose 80 plus,
Yeah. A
75,
big
80
lot of
plus,
weight.
it's going to take you some time,
Oh,
people.
it
It's
is.
going to take you maybe a couple of years,
Yeah.
really. But if
Realistically, yeah.
but if I would have thought of that in the beginning, that would have been too overwhelming for me.
I would have
So
been like,
do
that's going to take me too long. But do you know
yeah,
what? My motto is time will pass anyway. Time is
yep,
passing anyway. So why don't
yep,
you
yeah,
chip away every single day? Be consistent, keep showing up for yourself. And I'm telling you, I will put my whole life on it. If you do what I said, like follow what it is that we're trying to give you, you know, here, I'm telling you, you will get where you want to be. Weight, health, whatever journey you're
yep.
on, it will happen because
and
looking
you
at
do have a
me,
few people like that though, Sammy.
yeah,
I think your mindset has to change. And I used to
definitely.
have the mindset on January 1st, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
skinny by
Yeah.
July.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
absolutely.
Yeah, and it's the wrong way around
But
it.
that's
So my
society, though, isn't it? You know,
yeah,
I mean, we can talk about it for that society in the magazines. Oh, lose 100 pounds. Do you know what I mean? Like, it don't work
Yep.
like that.
no, it's not gonna help you. But my
Yeah,
mindset is I am going to be lighter than I was last summer. So
yeah.
that
And
is
that's the
so
mindset to have.
yeah, that's
And you
the
already
mindset.
are.
Yeah, and I
Yep.
already am. I'm three and a
You
half. Well,
already am. Yep.
what is it, 3.5 stone, whatever 50 pounds is. But yeah, it's. I know probably by summer, if I carry on with the same trajectory, I'm gonna be probably 5 stone
Yeah,
lighter,
you are.
which
And you
is
just think, God, this
massive.
time last year, if you would have said to yourself, if you just chip away every day, 5 stone,
Yeah,
you'd have been like, whatever. But
yeah,
I would have
Yeah.
paid thousands for, if someone said to me, this is how you do it, I spent wasted hundreds, thousands of pounds on all these diets,
yeah,
shakes, you know, and
Yep.
if the
Me
jabs was
too.
about before I learned about a calorie deficit, I would have 100% done it because I was so desperate.
yeah.
But that
Well,
again, like we said, that's not fixing anything, is it? You
no,
know,
no.
No, your
No.
mindset. I honestly think that talking on these groups, especially school, where it is a safer space. I'm not saying I'm not slagging off your free
no,
school,
because it's all
but
got its purpose, you
yeah,
know.
but I find the membership school better because you can be a little bit more honest
Yeah.
than you are in public.
Yes. You can be
And I
yourself
think
on, you know, for me, I can just be 100% me.
yeah,
You know, I mean, I post what I want because it's my group and I've brought it up to be, you know,
yeah,
what I needed it to be. But people who are coming in like now, they don't know the backstory. They don't feel safe. So this is where
yeah.
school come because it's a nice, safe space for
Oh, it is.
us people,
Yeah.
you know, who want to help and help others on that journey who are too afraid to post in the group and who are just watching at the back,
And that's the thing, and I'm not a gatekeeper. I am not a gatekeeper. If I find something
Oh,
that
Kelly, you were showing me your fridge the other day with this thingy bottle. I'm like, show me, I need to buy that right now.
you know what, Mama T, it's a good job you guys don't have Marks and Spencers over there, because honestly, I was showing, but it's like
We do have a Marks and Spencer in the shopping center. We
oh,
do.
I need to send
What?
you some stuff.
What
The
is it?
food ones.
There were
Oh,
feta cheese.
Food.
These were food. Feta cheese parcels. But it's things like a girl sent me, and I know we were laughing and joking about my rolly knickers, but she then she then sent me a link for these knickers that look like they're made from silk from Marks and
Oh,
Spencers, and I will be going to get some. But the school membership group, if people don't feel comfortable in the main group talking
Yeah.
about it, that they're happy to message somebody and just
yes.
say, oh, is it normal to have, I don't know, your knickers rolling down or your
Yeah.
bras too big? And there's people hidden in that they are secret, because you don't see how big's the group, 200,000 the main
Oh,
group.
yeah, it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah, and you don't,
220. I think it's 220.
yeah, you
Yeah.
don't see people, that many people commenting, because they're afraid. And the school app, the membership one, allows you to come out of the shadows and come in the light with the rest of us, where you're not going to be judged. No, I know question is a stupid question.
No, absolutely. I
Um,
mean, God, the questions that we ask because you're so scared to ask it because of the way society gets you to think about
yeah,
dates and stuff. You just
yeah.
think everything, it seems like a silly question, but honestly, we've heard it all. I've thought it all. I've lived it all,
Yeah, done it all.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it all. Like, listen, I was saying on Tuesday, Tanya, it was so funny. We were watching a program with other people, and people were like, I don't know how people can get to £300. It's ridiculous. And I sat there and I was like, I know, isn't £300 heavy? I was £4 off being £300.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it's
I'm sat
crazy.
there like,
Yeah.
Kelly, you were that big. And it's
No,
Mhm.
and I was telling Sammy, because obviously we was on the call, but you can't say things like that aloud. You don't want to put yourself down,
no.
and the shame that is around being bigger. And there was a woman on TikTok I follow, and she had a lot of loose skin, and eventually she did have to have surgery because she'd lost
Yeah.
a lot of weight. And the sobbing and the cries that came from her body, I felt every single one, because she was saying, I did this, and I'm reminded daily that I did
Yeah.
this, and
Yeah.
people don't understand the struggles that we go through. And it's an actual real thing that
Of course it is.
we just need that support, because not everybody gets it.
No.
I
People
just
are on
don't
their
think
own, especially if they've not got a supportive partner as well at home,
yeah,
or they're by
yeah,
themselves, or whatever the situation. I mean, everybody's different, but people, like you say, don't have that support, and everything's online nowadays, which is amazing.
Mhm.
Because it can be a lonely place, if you live by yourself. So having that place where you can come and be yourself and, get
yeah,
the help, it really is a safe haven for a lot of people. And I think I
Yeah.
forget that sometimes because it's come so far. But actually, for me, my goal is to keep it authentic and real life. Like that's why I
yeah,
share where I go shopping at Aldi, and all that, because that's real life. I'm a mum with 3 kids. I work 2 jobs. I'm knackered. I'm
yeah.
grumpy. I'm starving. Like this is
Yep.
real life, not
Mhm.
Instagram and all that crap. Yes,
No,
it's great and it's like, but that's not real life. That's not how it works. And that's not what
it,
my aim is. I'm not here to be a content creator. I'm here to be a business owner who shares content that is
yeah.
helpful and changes
Yep.
And I
people's
think
lives.
people need to see
So,
our real life, and
yeah.
I will be posting, and I won't be doing it yet, because a lot of people, even if you look on my Facebook, you won't see full body photos from me for a long time, and it's
I was
because
just saying this, Kelly, before to Tanya, won't we? Like
I don't have any.
pre
I
two
hardly have any.
years, I would have never shared a photo like I do now. Do you know where I take them every day in my bedroom?
yeah,
I
Yep.
never even had a mirror, full length mirror, till 2 years ago. I shit you not, because I hated the way I looked, and I just used to avoid the mirror, as you know, like you do.
yeah,
You look at
You
your
walk by
face and you
it.
think, oh, I've got mine was all face pictures, no full bodies,
Mhm.
unless somebody took it and I didn't know.
well,
Whereas
so
now,
thank God for this membership group, because there won't be any rolly knickers when I've lost all this weight. There'll be no knickers. There'll be pictures. There'll be pictures going up in it. I'll be just, I'll be just posing like, look at this.
that's actually
It's
hilarious.
Oh
but
my God, that's
it does make you feel like it's the little things like, and I know people are going to be looking at this and they're going to be like, some people will relate, some people won't.
Yeah, of
I can now
course.
put my socks on
Yeah,
Me too.
properly.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
can now cut my toenails properly. I can now shave my legs properly. And
yeah,
people will be like, how? Because my stomach was that big, I couldn't bend
yeah,
over. It was like
yeah.
being
Yeah.
pregnant again.
Me
And
too.
it
Um,
Yep.
hurts. It physically hurts your
Yep.
body,
It
doesn't
hurts.
yeah,
it?
Yeah.
It hurts.
yeah. And when I do get closer to my target, I will be putting up videos. So when I first started walking, I had my headphones in while I'm doing this video, and I'm like, so I'm walking, and I'm trying, and you can hear my breath. So I thought, do you know what? I haven't done a video in ages. So I did one the other day, and the contrast difference between the
Oh,
two, and I'm like,
unreal.
wow, I'm definitely fitter. So I want like my legs. Honestly, I was obviously 3.5 stone heavier. My legs hurt, my feet hurt, my knees hurt, everywhere hurt. But every single day I turned up for myself, and it's like no pain, no gain. I know it's
That's
a
what
bit of
you've
a
got to do.
cliche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
And
boring, the
now,
mundane, eat the same food, do the same steps. And it
yeah,
really is. And I know it's easier said than done, but if you want it enough and you're at that low point, like you have to just do it. And it then becomes second nature. It really does. You just have to trust what we're saying
Yeah.
yeah,
and just
Yeah.
turn up. Like Kelly said, show up every day because you owe
yeah,
yourself that much. That's the
Oh, that's
basic minimum we should be giving ourselves every
yes. And
day.
if and I say that to people all the time, like, good for you for showing up for yourself
Yeah.
today and getting the job done. Because it's not easy. We know it's not
No.
easy.
no,
We started from the beginning as well, and we
Yeah.
know that it's hard. But I feel, like I said, I feel like I hope some people come to the school that really need it.
Yes.
Because
yeah,
the people because I feel like there are some people in the calorie deficit group that need that, but
Yes.
I feel like
100%.
they're missing it. It's just,
Yes.
I agree.
yeah. So I hope they come over to the
And
school, they
that's the
watch
whole point
the,
of like doing these calls is to share
I
snippets,
agree.
just so people can sort of see a little bit of what we're offering, and hopefully if it makes them feel safe enough to come across, and then obviously we've got it from there. Do you know what I mean? We can
yeah,
give all
But
the
we're also
support.
diverse.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about pounds and stones and
Yeah.
kilograms and different American style foods or Canadian or Australian,
Yeah.
we're diverse in the school. So if somebody
yeah,
says, I don't know, what can I eat from Denny's? Say, I
Yeah. Well,
don't know.
that's
I'm
it
just
though,
throwing that. There's so
yeah.
many people around that we can, like, there's a bit of bloody confusion on the page like yesterday
Oh.
about a McFlurry because there's a
Oh,
calorie
yes, I turned the
difference,
comments off on that one.
because there's a calorie difference from US and UK,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it had already been turned off before I got on there. And I was like, if you've ever been to the US, you know their McFlurries
It's
are 5
massive.
times the size of
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah, they're
So
big. They're
Absolutely.
big. Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
let me
and I
just
think
share. Go on, keep talking. You're all right. I'm just going to keep scrolling
yeah,
through so people can obviously see other
I
bits
like
of
that working
info.
out your calorie deficit one, by the way.
That's because it's I think it
Yeah,
confuses people, but it's such a simple because so many people still don't know how to work out your calories as we guys see a million times on the but
I
I didn't know
know.
though. It's such a
Neither did
simple
I.
thing, but actually it's the most important thing because you need to have the right amount of
yeah.
calories.
Well,
You
I
know,
know. I was eating 1,200 calories when I first did it because that's
yeah,
what you're supposed to eat. And
yeah.
my calories
Well, we
ended
just
up
said this,
being
didn't we?
my
Double
calories
that.
up until 2.5 weeks ago were 2,349
Yeah,
calories. And
which
I've
is
lost the bulk of my weight of that.
yeah,
Yep.
and they was exactly the same with mine as well. Because of my height, my size, my weight. I
Yeah,
was like, right, I'm not going to starve myself like I have on 1200. I'm ignoring all of that. But by this point, there was quite a few good Instagrammers that I was following who I love, who talk real,
yeah,
calorie deficit. They talk sense. So I listened to a lot of that, and I thought, right, I'm going in high, and then I can adjust. Like we tell everybody, better to start off high because once you lose, you've got somewhere to move with it. If you start on low, you can't go any lower. You're starving yourself. You're malnourished.
yeah.
You're gonna keel
You'll
over
give
at
up.
some
You're going to
point.
give up too. You're never going to stick because it's not
No,
realistic. It's not
you're gonna
sustainable. You're
binge.
going to give up.
No,
You're going to
of
say,
course you
fuck
are.
it.
It,
Excuse my
it's not
language.
just that. My GP, I think I've said this before. So I wanted to go on the weight loss injection,
Yeah,
and my GP was like, absolutely not. If anybody writes to me, it's getting no.
yeah,
And then I was talking about just losing half and £1 a week and blah blah blah. She said, Kelly, that's because you're that used to 3, 4, 5, six
yeah,
pounds. She went, not only and when she said this, it absolutely made me feel sick. But not only would you lose obviously fat and weight, you will lose muscle mass,
Muscle, yeah.
and you can also put too much pressure on your heart losing weight too quickly.
Yeah.
And that was it then. I was like, I'm sold, because I'm not having a heart attack when I'm trying to get skinny.
No.
So,
No.
and
I'm
yeah,
not dying when I've finally got skinny.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
To
finally
lose
skinny and I'm dead. I'd be pissed
yeah.
off.
And I don't think people realize,
No.
they say, well, it works for me and I feel okay, and that's okay, but it's the longer lasting
It is.
issues that you're going to feel. I still eat steak and chips and
Yeah.
cream and chocolate. It's all within my calories. I'm eating my fats, my protein, my fiber. I'm getting a really
But the more
varied
important thing, though,
diet.
you're enjoying it, though. That's the thing,
Oh,
though. That's the big
100%.
difference. It's what you actually want to eat. It's not stuff that you should eat because society tells us it's actually what you would normally eat. Do you know what I mean? But just within your
Absolutely.
calories. And that's the great thing. And I think people overthink it, thinking, well, it can't surely be that simple. But it is, though.
Yeah,
It really
it
is.
is.
We all have different tastes, what we like, what food, and that's why it's so great, even on the Facebook group, because we encourage people to eat what they like, whether it's a bloody donut for breakfast, whatever. Who gives a bloody crap? As long as you're losing weight and you're happy with what you're eating, that is all that matters. We don't have to live your life. You want to eat a plate of fruit, that's fine. You
Yeah.
Yeah.
do. We're here to
Just
support
don't eat a
everything.
donut for
Judge.
breakfast, because
Right.
I've done it before and you're frigging starving. And I
Yeah,
hope
Yeah.
you're listening, Duncan, because this is for you, Duncan, with your bloody Duncan
Dunkin'
donuts.
Donuts,
With
that's his new
Duncan
name.
Donuts.
That's his
Dunkin'
new
Donuts.
name. Honestly. So yeah, the calorie deficit, that is obviously, where people then there's a frequently asked questions, which again is like my top tips. It goes into there's so much
Yeah,
honestly, there's so much
A lot of
information. I
information.
can't
Yeah.
even stress everything you would need to lose weight or get started. It's like it's got my shopping list. There's a video, but it's also like a printout. If you want to print it out, stick it on your fridge. I know a lot of people do that. Like, I don't know why anyone would want my face on the fridge, but someone
because you're
might.
I would love
beautiful.
your face on my fridge.
I
I'm
would
like, I
love
don't
your
mind a
face on my mirror.
dartboard. And there's I say exercise schedule. I say that loosely, but actually, I suppose I do have a bit of a schedule, really. Do you know?
You
Because I just
do.
feel like I wing
Yep.
life. But
Yep.
actually, when I write it down, I'm like, oh, actually, I do have a bit, do have a
Yep,
bit
you
of
do.
schedule going on. Oh, it's on.
What?
Hi, Noelle, you okay? I don't know if she can let me
Hi,
know.
evening all. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
Hi.
it.
a little
How
bit
are
late to
you?
the call. I'm good, thank you.
Good.
I just wanted to know a bit more information about actually how you join the school.
What
Um,
I'll do, Narelle, you
yeah,
should. I'll send you a link directly anyway to be able to join us. If it doesn't come through, feel free to message me either via the group or, my personal one. It's fine. And
okay,
then I can drop you the link. But the link is on the page. But like I say, it'd probably be quick if you just to drop me a message actually.
okay.
Yeah, feel free. But like we're saying, like we love it. It's an absolutely great. As you can see, I'm trying to give you a bit of an insight, really. But there's just so much.
Yeah,
Like it
it's nice
really.
to get some motivation. I've lost
Yes.
about £33 now.
See, that's
Well
Um,
done.
Well
Since last
done.
year, but since February, it's kind of been all up in the air. So I've put on probably about half a stone.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get my head back into the game now. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And just continue.
It's
Uh,
hard.
but yeah, I think I struggle sometimes with like knowing that obviously because I do my deficit usually on the TDEE, but then I have done it before on the James Smith. So
Yes.
I'm like, okay, let me try and do it somewhere in between. Do you know what I mean? But then
Yes,
I'm like,
and that's the thing with it. You have to because there's so many different
yeah,
reviewers, slightly because they all use different formulas. And it was
yeah,
me. I just went somewhere in the middle where I knew I wouldn't be starving and I would be fulfilled, and it works. Do you know what I mean? You'll tweak it, of course you will eventually as you move through it.
Yeah.
But it's so individual to every person, so it's not a one size fits all number.
yeah,
Which you'll know from losing weight anyway. You do have to
yeah,
constantly, like even me now after losing 11 stone, I still have to tweak it because it just don't work long term. That number, I have to change it. I'll go up because
yeah,
people think, oh, actually, I need to lower it. I thought this, and I think a lot of people still think this. I actually hired mine, I put it up. And I lost 4 pounds that following week. And let me tell you, I was shocked because I was like, it's gone against everything that I've been told about dieting.
yeah,
And I'm
Yeah.
like, what? It blew my mind. But because I wasn't fueling my body for the amount of exercise and steps I was doing, it wasn't working. So I always say to people, think of it like a car. if you're running on bare fuel, nothing, you're on fumes, you're not going to get very far. And that's why it's so
Yeah.
important to keep your body topped up with the right amount of calories. Nutrients, yes, it does get complicated if you really wanted to get into your macros, but the simple is enough in to keep you going and your body moving. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
number you need to find. And when you'll see a lot of people comment if you're in the group like, oh, how many calories you're on? And that's why we're very big on saying it's irrelevant because
Yeah.
everybody's so
Yeah.
different, age, height, weight, all of that, menopause, all it plays a factor different for everybody, which I'm sure you guys can agree, it's
Mine is ridiculous, and that's what I say to a lot of people because the amount of sarcastic comments that I get, like you're anti-match, like
Yeah.
literally, I walk at least 13,000 steps a day. I'm 5'8".
yeah,
I'm 42. My calories are near enough. Well, was 2,400. My weight started slowing because I'm obviously a lot lighter,
yeah,
so I've dropped it by 100 calories. But I think people get stuck on when they look at somebody and they say, "Oh, well, they look about the same size as me," or whereas I think because I'm quite heavy built as well,
yeah.
and the BMI doesn't take into account ethnicity. It
No,
is literally DNA that people of colour
yeah,
do come up heavier. At a size 8, I was 12.5 stone.
yeah. We
So
had this conversation the other
yeah,
day, didn't we?
a healthy BMI for me is not 7 stone. So
No, I mean, it's
and
such
I
an
just
outdated method anyway, the BMI. They should be scrapped bloody years ago.
TMI is foolish. I don't even pay attention to
It's,
that.
yeah, it's,
No.
but Narelle, I would definitely go for the TDEE over James Smith because James Smith, I think, only gives you like a 200 calorie deficit, and it also depends on
lower, isn't it?
what weight bracket you're in and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, because that's what I mean. Because when I first done his, I thought, bloody hell, that's a lot. So I've just sort of done something in between, and obviously it seems to be working. But I'm kind of like, oh, when should I start reducing? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Need a bit of a
Like,
kick.
If you're
yeah,
still losing, I wouldn't reduce.
Yeah,
yeah,
what we tend to say is if you're still losing, yes, it's frustrating when it's slow, but if you are generally still losing over like a 4, 6 week window and you've
yeah,
lost, they consider that I would consider that you are still actively losing. It's when you get to a point of, I'd say, and I know it's so frustrating to sit in this period of time, 6 to 8 weeks, where you're batting that same
Uh,
half a pound. Trust me, I get
yeah,
it. Like me and Tanya said this, you want to just chuck
uh,
them scales out the window and you just want to
yeah.
squeeze. Putting
But
all this
don't ever
work
give
in.
up. Never give up.
No, you put all this effort
Never.
in and it feels like you're getting nothing back. But trust me, it's working behind the
It is.
scenes and it really is a trust the process. You just have to trust. If you've not lost after 6 to 8 weeks and it stayed the same, everything's 100%, then we would then say, look, yeah, we'll adjust.
yeah,
Yeah,
Go
that
up to
is
maintenance
really.
and come back down maybe or
Yeah,
something like that.
even go up, come back down, eat at maintenance.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways you can try
yeah,
before you actually drastically reduce. Like we would never
Yeah.
ever advise that. But no, feel free to message me though, and I'll drop you the link. But all the one-to-one coachings
yeah.
on there, all the previous calls are on there. So honestly, the guys, there is so much. I forget how much there is actually on here, to be fair. There's a lot. Uh,
There is. I was in it the other day and looking in the at the on the dashboard and looking
yes,
in the
yes. This
community
is
in
what
the
you'll see like when you
classroom.
sign up.
Yeah, and you get it's all there.
It's literally all there. There's so much stuff. Like, I mean, yeah, I get overwhelmed, but it's a great little platform. So I would definitely, yeah, encourage anybody who's thinking about it to obviously have a look. Let me stop that, and then I can see all your faces again properly. Then,
Can I just
but
ask,
yeah,
Sammy,
yeah, go on.
just do you know your NutriCheck
Yes,
thing?
ambassador one.
Yeah, is that just for new people signing up? Because I'm due to run out next month.
I think no, I think you can do it as a renewal as well. And there's
Okay,
no expiry on it, so I think it's for the next year whilst I'm their ambassador. So yeah. Um,
okay.
If it's not letting you though, message me and then I'll message Daisy, who I've been messaging from NutriCoach,
Yeah, I
and
will
she'll
do.
sort it for you. So don't worry about that.
It's gone dead dark. What's happening with this English weather?
Your electric's gone out. But no, that was the purpose of the call, guys, was just to give, obviously, there'll be a lot of people watching back from America, Australia, it was just to give people a bit of an idea of what Skool is, how great it is, because it is a great site. And like we've said, it's a great little safe space. And there's so many, it's a little goldmine of information. It really is. And none of that is over on the Facebook group just because it get lost anyway because it's such a massive group. So if you're feeling like you need that step and that little push, that's exactly what it's there for. So, by all means, drop me a private message and message me on the group, whichever way you can reach me. you'll catch me. But yeah, thank you all for joining. You've been amazing as always.
Thank
Any
you.
questions? Fire away. I'll try my best. She says.
I don't have a question.
No, I think we're good. I think we've covered, so much.
Well, thank you for that. I'll give you a message. So
Yeah,
thank
drop me a message. But yeah, thank you guys so much and have it. It's so weird because it's still so light and I'm thinking, God, it
I
should be
know.
dark.
Yeah,
But no, have a lovely evening. I shall speak to you
Yes.
all very soon.
Thank
You
you.
too,
Bye,
Sammi.
everybody.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye.
bye, love.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.